In the market town Endabaguna, in the northwestern zone of Tigray region in North-Ethiopia, it is common to see a considerable number of female students attending secondary school both in the morning and afternoon shifts. In fact, girls have started to outnumber boys, both in primary and secondary education, not only in Endabaguna, which is the administrative center of Asgede Tsimbla Wereda, but in Tigray in general. This is clearly different from the lack of access to education that was the situation for these female students' mothers and grandmothers. With schools situated mainly in town areas, only about 5% of the population in Tigray had access to education up until the mid-1970s, and boys had been prioritized both in formal education and in the Orthodox Christian church schools. Sending girls to school had been considered unimportant, since their fate was to be married off at an early age. Endabaguna had got its first primary school in 1969, during the armed struggle in Tigray from 1975 to 1991. Education to the people, which included girls and women, had been considered an important means to win the struggle and to build a more just society afterwards. The focus on education for all, both girls and boys, has gained momentum over the past 2 decades in Ethiopia. However, despite the legal marriage age for both boys and girls now being 18, rural Tigrayan girls who want to continue to secondary school in urban areas, like the market town Endabaguna, are still faced with the challenge of underage marriage. Even though the criminal code has instituted imprisonment for up to 3 or 7 years for the involved parents, depending on whether the girl's age is above or below 13, rural girls often find themselves without support from those who are supposed to enforce the law. In order to continue their education, it becomes up to these girls themselves to negotiate with their parents, who, in line with the cultural and religious sentiments of this rural agrarian society, see their daughters as sexually mature and ready to be married when they enter their fire age, at puberty. These female students fight for a less harsh life than their mothers and grandmothers have lived in the rural area, with numerous childbirths and heavy workloads, has become dependent on succeeding in education. This documentary film, which is based on the ethnographic research that I, social anthropologist Thera Mjaaland, have done in this area of Tigray, will address these issues. Masho and her friend Absara, both 10th grade students, who grew up together in Thera Maaland, a rural sub-district around 1.5 hours walk from Endabaguna, have shared a rented room since they moved away from their families to continue secondary school in this market town from grade 9. Terhas, an 11th grade student from another village in Thera Maaland, is this particular Friday, after she has finished the morning shift in school, on her way to her village, almost 3 hours walk away if she cannot afford a transport, to fetch firewood and food supplies from home. Masho, Absara and Terhas represent some of those determined rural female students who have stood up against underage marriage and demanded to continue their education. For example, Absara tells,
شاو مسيروا حسينا نار حقي تأخذ مرعاي حقالي مثلاً أي عند أخمي جرا زدار الجازيات حس كمي جرا شامنا يتصح خمهار كم خمرعي ليا تأي كتمرعاي خيلان أي أنا ما أي مرعان كمي جرا يولمني تاو ممهرنا حلاف خفلي تاو أنا كاين جاركوان تاو زخنا سامعو تاو زخنا بوتاتارخيو بل نسخة ندحر كتمر عوات خوين كا خن زيان قرش تغفلي خا تحت على المسألة زخنت زيان قرش تغفلي خايلوا تبي جن شاوكت مرعو يا أخي إذا النار أي أما خدت شهر تغفل خوين كا ختمر عوات خايلي أنا وني أوي اللي خير أي كفل طول خوين كرمان قعدت محاري لو تمامر تا أخوم إلو أنا ون نبي ولا نارة تا أمازيكم زي خمزي دي وحق دي لي إلنا نعي وتخكليكم زي تحلنا إن إحنا ونكم زرس تمهرنا أنا بوزي عدم حن مرعس سخونا شجر اللوا إلى نوني مخرانة أنا تمرت تامس بزح أي فلت عندي كنت أعرف فلتي تبعي تاو زي أي تمرع أخون
Despite the determination, rural students, both girls and boys, are dependent on financial support from their parents or other relatives in order to cover the cost of renting rooms, daily food consumption, and educational material. While education provided by the Ethiopian state has been free since the mid-1990s, the economic situation of the household would still matter as to whether rural parents are able to send their sons and daughters to secondary school in town. Households with scarce resources might still choose to invest in the cleverest children's education, whether female or male, in an attempt to escape poverty. Parents such as Thera's mother, Tibelets, a female peasant and head of household, has even more reason to do so, to compensate for her own unfulfilled wish to get an education. She has sent all her children to school, 2 sons and 4 daughters, even taking on the task of herding to be able to do so.
أنا دو كل ناب تمهرت خالق خنز خاله تمهرتي بقدمي يفوت وصنيه كم يجر كامو يخون انبري بقدمي بسرو كي ولد كنت لخن بعلي أركب اللقيو ويانا ناسرع تمهرت انت زين برا زخنا نجر ناس أحفو خمسة مسألة نجر ناس أحفو تمهاري لهم يوم يرمنا أخيبا داغورو مالتيو نمهار نيرنا أنا شعت جزيان السمتاي نيرة دحنا ناي عصرت خلته عصرت 3 عصرت 4 عامات عصرت 5 عامات نيرة زنك خان تلخو ملا أخت مجزعتنا يا ولد دايون نيرو ليت تسيقها دورها نقوليتي تدورها زنقولو تسيقها تتحن تلنق التحضر مسواق حن ما ينعنجة تتخيد زخنا محسابي يكون عنجة بزوان كأيو ما يبزوان كأيو نسرح تاو مشنا أنا أخيبا كما هيوت نعداق حبرة نخيد مالتي كافت موتي ينخو كندا أنخيد كندا تساعد نستخيدنا أخيبا يبال تما هرايولنا صحافة صحيفهم السنب بايولنا هاهو إيوم يقولنا يمكرنا مالتي إننا جن كله إتناجزنا سرح يخون إتنس يخون كتحزل لي كألن جن يجهني زي تتحزل لي تماهيرة أنا ما يقولكن إن أنا اشتلي شمي بيك زعمزة أنا اشتلي فليتة كأوز حالة فجن أنت عينيها كي تقلع كم سخيت بلا رأسخن كي تقلع تقول بابا ماني 5 زبالة زبلني رشوع مالتي إنها بتنقاقية عبي ما هي منة نيرنا أنا بتطعم حفار نير إنها مقول باب صيلة مشورار هنا أسئلة بتطعم ما هي منة نيرنا مالتي هذا يسن هاللو خجن أو عصرت حدا عامتي يوم مرعي مني إنها أو عصرت 3 عصرت 4 جوجي زيه إننا عصرت شوعتي وليدة إننا نافت جوجي سكينني نافت مهر قبلني كعله إننا لبيجن يدليه إنتاو نايت ودي تمهرتي نايت ودي فرا طعمي حق سني بسرو كل تمهرتس يحق سني إنتاو وين إنكا ودي ብዙሓት ወድ መምሃር ሓንቲ ጓል መምሃር ዳርጋ 10 ዝብል ትምህርት እውን ኣሎ ኣወያነና ማለት እዩ እቲ ኸይዲ ናይ ጓል ኣንስተይቲ ኩሉ ነገሩ ዝርያ መለሽ ተረዲእኒ ንጓል ከምህር የዝፈቱ ብኡ ዝመፀ እዚ ኣውን ትምህርት ጀሚራ እና ብልዕል እዚ ኣውነላ ትምህርት ጀሚራ ኣባ ኣግዲፍዋ ናኡለጊባ እና ቁልዕነት ተወሲድዋ ተሸሊመ ወርቅ ገለ መለመሪፃ ይሽልና ሕይ እናሲሕኻ ኣበይ ትበጽሕ ሓፍቱ ምላድ ገለ በጽሓ ማለት እዩ እዚ ኣገን ይሽላ ተማሂራ ኣነ እውን ሕጉስኒ በዚ ክቅጽለሉ ኸይለ
Life in the rural areas of Asgede Tsimbla Wereda is harsh. Thera Maaland is a semi-arid lowland area facing the consequences of deforestation, depletion of the soil and global climate change. Most of the peasants who dwell here are struggling to get the most out of what the land can offer. It has also been common here to give birth to the number of children God gives. With the current scarcity of land for new generations and with the availability of family planning from the local health posts, parents have started to consider having fewer children to make it possible to educate them all, and in order for both their sons and daughters to access the development that education promises. However, parents' fear is that their daughters will have a boyfriend in school and end up damaged, having lost her virginity and becoming pregnant, ruining both her own and her parents' respect in the community. Girls are, however, becoming increasingly aware of their legal rights and in order to escape underage marriage have started to use education as a bargaining card when negotiating with their parents regarding their future. However, the outcome of these negotiations is dependent on how assertive the girl is in relation to her parents, who require her to be obedient, her own determination to continue education, and whether or not she manages to mobilize moral and economic support for her educational pursuit, if not from her parents, from other relatives, including older brothers or sisters. Unlike women of their mothers' and grandmothers' generation, Masho, Absara and Terhas, who all have stood up against underage marriage, do not believe the fate of a girl is to be married early and have as many children as she can possibly give birth to. Rather, they have a strong belief that their lives can be changed through education.
ትምህርት በቃ ኣነስ በቃ ኣብ ተማሂረ ኣብ ጽቡቕ ደረጃ ክበጽሕለና ዝሓደ ሓደ ግዜ ይርኤነተን መምሃራን ጽቡቕ ደረጃ በጽሕንሞ ከምዚአን ክኾነለኒ ብስርዓይ ምርዐን ኢለ ናይተን መምሃራን ዝምኽራ ነራ ዘረባታት ናታተን ሰሚዐ በቃ መራዕ ሕማቕ ኢለ እሞ ኣነ ተማሂረ ምስ ወደአኹ ማለት እዩ ኣብ ጽቡቕ ደረጃ ምስ ወጻሕኹ ተመገጠር ዘለው ናይ እንታይ ትምህርት ዘይተረድኦም ኣኦ ኮይነ መምህር ኮይነ ንኸምህሮም ይደሊ በቃ ኣነስ ትምህርቲ በቃ መንነትካ ትፈልጥ ኢኻ በቃ ከመይ ዝበለ ኖሮ ክትነብር ከም ትኽእል ህይወትካስ ኣብ ጽቡቕ ደረጃ በጺሕካ ክትመርሕ ከም ትኽእል ትምህርቲ ዋና ድላይ ከም ምዃኑ በቃ ይሓስብ ማለት ኣነ በቃ ብጣዕምስ ሕጉስቲ እየ ወለደይስ በቃ ንሳቶም ኮፊእዎም ኣብ ትሕቲ ዕድመ ተመርዐን በቃ ተሸጊሮም ንዓይ ከምሁሩ ማለት እዩ በቃ ከም ዝናህና ኑሮስ ከይትነብሩም ካብ ንህና ዝሓሸ ኑሮ ክትነብር ኢዶም ዝገብሩለይ ዘለው ንዓይ ናይ ምሕማር ኩነታት ማለት እዩ ብጣዕሚ ሕጉስቲ እየ ወለደይስ እንዲያምን ከም ካልኦት ወለዲ ተመርዐዊ ወይ ድማ ኣይትምሃርን ገለታት ኣይውድንን በቃ ጥራሕ ንስኹ ጎቢስከ ዝለዓለ ደረጃ ክትበጽሒ ካብ ንህና መናወሮ ፍልይ ዝበለ ድሕና ዝኾነ መናወሮ ክህልወኪ ኢሎም ዝሕጉዝን ዘለው መናወሮ ንዓይ ዓብዪ ሳቲስፋክሽን ትምህርተይ እውን ሕጉብዝ ይገብረኒ ማለት እዩ
These rural girls are also aware of the risk they take if they don't stay focused on their studies.
أنا إنجنير كون يدل مالت أنس من مس ودي بقى كقرب يدل مالت نيبع علي علامة عند حرق قريبة كزاربني حق النجالتات يلو بمجوي مفصل جميرو مالتي كأني يخا وكا نعي علامة كسبر زخيل كنا تاتسلز في السمر عواي مالتي قدم تا علامة أو شت أيو صحنا كا أنت ليه بناتي دليت مالتي كو مرعنبر وكا بسنا سرعات ولدينا جيرة قالتاتي دس بلن نمبر وكا بعلها محز قالتات دس أيولن منهم بقى حيوان يودني مالتي فارا من تأيازيا نفس زي تقرب قالتات إنكوا ديامن دق أنفتي اللي عقم زبلا مالتي زي تقرر فارا خلي يبلاني منهم أنا جن أبي أفيك تيمس كأي غرفة يبلاني منهم أنا على مسألة زلني بناتن كستين دحر زصورة خوينة نساتن يبلان اللوايلن دحر نفتناتن علامة زنبر كوينة أنا وين كم تعلم أن في اللي يودق مالتي كأو بقى أنا منكم أقول نتلو نعو يمانا إذنه هورلن قد فبيليو سخير مالتي
زيد أني حدا جانا خيكونة كي تعرفك متنقع تقولي دماني اندحر رأسك أنس زي علامة زي أخفص ملني اندحر الكا وسينكا ناقص أنا ندرامر كأت يزل قمت يبلي نخالق دقان مالت بزي كنا ما أنا جرا زمت ساعين عبيلة نجيرة مكالها قدما حدا بجانو متنقع نفت كومنتات أكشن جله كم تجارات جنا كيت رأية الله جانو متنقع مالت حين أنا حدا قوان ستيتي عدم أكلنا حدا ورتعتي عدم أكل نتخينه موزياتنا ما طوق زخانة ركب كجوري ولا من مكة زخانة طوق زخانة ركب تجارم دماني كجوري ولا من زي تاوك حدا كاو يمكلها قال أي دماني مسئلو ندحر تورتعتينا ندحرنا تملل ساوي دماني نقدم تاوان ستيتي أمن تعلم خاص حلني لا أنت أمينة بحق بقى بحق أنت أمينة تحنقولا نفت نت زنرا تلمس الرزاس ناو كم زي تأتو أمينة بقى خمزي طعم خمزي تجار كان ندحر عايز حجوسك نقدمت نشع أي ترى أنا لكم مخري كم حلال في دللي مثلا كالت
A few male students in Endabaguna secondary school were asked their views regarding love relations and the responsibility of boys for unwanted pregnancies. Sexual feelings were understood as natural and something one could not, at least not easily, go against. So if the girl was willing, it might just happen. But if she got pregnant, they were more ambivalent as to how they should be part of the solution, as they felt they were not yet ready to start married life. So while a couple of them mentioned that one should make sure contraceptives were used if they had sex, so the girl didn't get pregnant, having lost her virginity, she would still be the one classified as damaged, not him. If not all, many of these male students shared the view that it was the girl's responsibility to protect herself, and that if she ended up pregnant, it was because she had not been well advised at home. Furthermore, many of these male students who wouldn't hold themselves back from love relations in school still expected their future wife to be a virgin. The two main reasons that they gave as to why were that they thought they could not trust a woman that had been with another man, and that they felt the pressure from parents and the society to marry a virgin. However, there were male students whose perspectives were different. They understood their more responsible attitudes as a consequence of being educated, and also believed that education is key to further change. Meanwhile, the society continues to control the sexuality of girls while giving the boys unlimited freedom. In fact, boys can take advantage of these societal sentiments that relieve them of responsibility. In this regard, and despite boys and girls having equal access to education today, not much has changed since Masho's, Absara's and Thera's grandmothers and mothers were young. It is holding back and modesty rather than forthrightness that informs the ideal femaleness that girls in this area continues to be socialized into. This might keep them away from getting pregnant while in school, but is not necessarily conducive to being an active student, eager to ask and answer questions in class. In the rural area Maishach, it is Medhin's turn to host a religious association gathering in the name of Saint Michael, which takes place on the 12th day of every month. These kinds of monthly gatherings, which pay tribute to a particular saint or divine entity and strengthen the relationship between its members, are also used to discuss issues of concern in the community. The perspectives of these men and male elders in the rural community where our 3 female students, Masho, Absara and Teras, come from, give a glimpse of the hard-lived sentiments and attitudes these girls are standing up against.
كلنا يخنان كلنا يتعان كلنا يحمى لا يقدن حد جنكم يركبا وقال يقولكم هو يدخل زبال حسب سبب ما نوي يدلو نبري حدا خلتنا أمبر كلنكم يخنا
كنت مهرتي كابدهنة يا وز
تمهرت ما صبونا نيرو حدا تالو أفت زربان السنة هالوقت أركيده وقديده زبال زربان يركبوا تاو خبر عمليات مس زي كون راح يقبر سب يقول هو لادي
ما ليدا لهماني دحرتي وهم قرعتنا هذا يكون دحرت لنا يدكنستيس بسرو دق وضع يدلنا زحاتو هي تمرتكوا توسنا تاتاتو نزيل بقى نوهن وهي در بشي خسددي معتنا انا توشوشنا حي يقعد سيد له نعم هرن تبهيله فطالين هلو علي كهتي مرس علينا والبو يخيله حقيتين له قطتا انا هيزنقع زله حي انا علي مالتي ولا اما قد مزنقع غزا عمزع اي فكر نقا تدفتر متعاطفت تملش بقى شاتا مش تخيد اي تريان تنا سيلن توسنا خيرن زي مهاره كل شيء عز سددا توسنا يعني كم يتغل تسلستين امبر سيلو فرق ينتر فاي مهاره انت خوي ودقا كلا نخطو دد زمرها حمشا صحت دقي ما فلط نحاده قصر جامان حرق على اخونا نمبر يا قرعت مهاره زيادي ني مزحتو زي سيلو ناي ورتعتاي نوينو سيلو سدي صغيرنا صعنو بريد بال تخكلي سرون حدا زغونه صقم تقاطيمه اجلي تباهيل كاين غير تاوشت تبالا على خاصختو كاوزي خي غطما انا ون بقى زي صعرلن خطرالني اخي الوازي اغيا زله صاحبي كتمرت كن تخكلي تمرتي يتقم تمرتي بقولتني يمرعوا حقي كاو دحال حد مسولدا ولا كم እንደምን ብለን ይረዳን ሞ حدان فتحنا تمرت اتوالا انت وسنا ما يزلون قال بصح 50 معناتي.
On the issue of whose responsibility it is if the girl end up damaged, having lost her virginity, and being pregnant with a boyfriend, the attitudes that many of the interviewed male students in Endabaguna secondary school had expressed resurfaced.
تحاليا أنا موسى أكيد والله تحاليا عن جزء حجوز بلا بقى هاي تحزنني هاي تدني لأن عشوا بلا حارس من عرض أنا صنحت ما يحزننا
ولا ركا معرئ قال ودني تفلالين أبو تمرت مسيح هاجن تخكلي سلة فرح قال نستيتي كسر تخون تبلعها أي تأمنن مالتي.
This perception that girls will strike the first opportunity to jump to bed with a boyfriend when they leave home for secondary school in urban areas is common. However, the 2 women present in this religious association gathering added more nuanced and critical perspectives to the discussion when elaborating further on the issue of responsibility.
كلهم تصرحهم تصرحتي بمفتاتن بموجوداتن كم زخونه يزفلت مالتي بحفشا خبابينا ولا إثيوبيا خم زخونه ون يزفلت أنا مالتي موزحته ناي إثيوبيا ولادي ندق أنستيو ندفاتتن ندقواتتن كم زعبن ولا ناي إثيوبيا تعابيا كان دكتوعتي ندق أنستيون بمعر خم قطعت كم تنزمع على هجرات تزي كون ماني موزحته أختر يخلها جن أبدك أنستيو صوت زجبر الله نافت مرتخات خلون تمدق توعتيه خصنع انتلو بناصانت صنع خلو تندق نسينا متى اند فافا انزلانا بصراح مالتي معرق امنا تمرت زخدو ناف تمرت خيدم مصيام كصنعو تود انت يزغبر كصنع يغبر تاغال نستيت ግን زينا مرعا احي تمهيرها تاي كشش دنيرا تودس እንዳተባለ ኣብ ደቀ ንስትዮ ዘሎ ጽዕንቶ ይዝበዝሕ يزول أفتا ناي دك توعتين دك أنستين حجين أمنت قال نستيتي تمهر ورتعتيون يمهري حجي لا تمهر نهلو خلتي يوم إيو تمس أزمهرين عازت أنسا تمس أزمهر يتنسا بعركنت كم زولكي عنتوي ناس أن تسمع وخفت جزاوس خذل كلا ناس أن تسمع وانسا تكافتو تصروس مسولت نيب حق مسيلوا تتأنس يتنسا مالتي تورتعتاي ناس أي عوي زلو كل زغود أن تطقمني يفلطي ساغن غانا يا افتا وشاطئه تعبيط انيرا غود ان تقمن يفلطتن زلا مستنست تاغوال نستيتي تحفر بطعم تشقرر تورتعتاي غن ودياون طنيسا مخانا مسفلطه بتانسات خدا منغدون يخيدن بسور ايريان يحغزانوني تاو من يطنيسكوي تبايلا تاولعا تغرفن تقطقطنو غزا مالتي ولا اجلن تتول نسو بقى الو ايطنسكو وانيزل أتنيسكا يا أخوي كمزي لبحق زحز السبون يلن أنا نوعلي كافتا حجي كافتا استمهركوا مالتي تاي تمهيرة ودتا عتاي كتنستلو نمنتاي تنيسوا وزي حجزا نمنتاي تنيسوا نمنتاي كبسر قريبوا إلو بحقي وي بزخون يخون زطيق أكال يلن تايدا تاقول نستيت 5 دي كم زي تقصعت تغيرا تورتو عتاي كم جيغنا خم غوز توصير يزخيل بسروز
Kubra knows what she's talking about. She was married at the age of 14, but divorced her husband a few years later. At the time, a primary school had started up in Masho, and even though her parents were not supportive, she started school and did grade 1 to 4 in 2 years. To continue her education, she had to leave home, but when she got pregnant with a boyfriend, she dropped out in grade 7. Despite the lack of financial support, which also made her drop out in grade 9, she fought her own way to become a teacher. Once she had said, "Since I liked education so much that you have to wonder," it became true. For the host of this day's religious association gathering, Medhin, who also had been married underage and had divorced her husband after a couple of years, there had been no formal education available in her childhood. However, her father, who was a priest, had, despite women not being allowed to practice as Orthodox Christian clergy, taught her up to the level of deacon. Being the female head of a peasant household after the death of her second husband, local leader of Women's Association of Tigray, and member of the Wereda House of People's Representatives, her view is much in line with the previous female speaker.
ديمقراطية رخيمنا إيلن مسبك حوسا خلوا حد شيء تخكل أي فلت أنزل أي تمهر هي أفتجزع شويت إنها الله جانا إذا تمهر خلقي إذا خجت مكيو نخمس زل فتنا بزي ختور إياه خمس زل خعشوك كله خمس زل ختبلي إلك خندم تبع مسحار إنما تزاربي واحد كندم رأي هي نتزمت عزل فتنا جن بزي فتنا إذا قط ما قال السيتي بقى خلاص بقلة ويد ما كتكلم بلا يكون تنا كتعط لا يكون تأنس زلا يقط معي فتنتات بنبي حنت قال نسيتي نحاد ورتعت أي تحزن ما جمرت عصا أي تحزن ودي زت عشاشو جن عاب بدنبي عاب صفحة بديمقراطية عاب ناس عنت عاب حقي تتابع أنزع عاب يعجن نود تعطى أنترا نزرني أي عشوالو جواب زين زحت سلمتي زحت جان تمهارو عاب ما يزعم حلوه نبزحتو جن بتي سرعتنا انت بهلنان طميرو ጨቋናይ ቆራናይ ስለዝነበረ ግን መብዛሕቲ ኣጓልን ሰይቲ ናብ ትምህርቲ ኣትያውን ትወድቕ ማለት ትምህርቲ ከይዳ ነፃ ኮይና ክበሃል ገሌላ ከተጽንዕ ተጓዛጉዛ ምስ ወድታ ኣታ ምስ ጓል ሰይቲ ምስ ዝፈልጽ ተጓዛጉዛ ከተጽንዕ ይስደልን ተቆሪና ያዘላ ካው ትመጽእ ገዛውን ዲያ أتغفل كي يزوع على كي أخلك إني حجزن تبلع أبصر حزلا ورتعت عجن كل كي يزنع سلازي بدن بتعيزني هي تاجوان سيت ما بزحت تودع حي تحت عدم زمر عزلا كابت مرتن زقوا زلا وانت عايز يكورك عين ناتها له نتزمس بوليسي نتزمس حقي تتقيمك كمن سني فان السخي كندي فلات أتنوا كندي بأخي حانت السخي كما خزبلا كما زي أزبلا بزحات نوع ما أزبل صح نسان كند نرئي حبرة سنتاير تنزورقة تنستبالا شوا حجو كم زي أقل من تاتنا تبها لجن بدنبي أبزحي جن كاب عمتنا عمت كم معلتنا معلتي نتم حاشة نترد جن يخيدان.
The case is also that parents have in fact become more positive over the years to educating their daughters within the same group of siblings, as is the case with teacher Kebra's father, Abraha.
بتعم تمرتي مغلي صبوق انت يكونه صبوقيو إنانولا تمرتي صبوقيو إنانولا صبوق مخانو يردنا له ببونا ولكنا ناس حاولنا يمر هو لا والله عزيز حي مريعان تابقوا جفري ساز مثلا ها هو تايز بال أنا نبعلين إذا حالة في تكتب من تاجركم تخلوا دكان استيوز بال أتيو ناي حفشة وإمبر ناي ولكناي مثلا بو خيدنا نرنا حيجي جنان بتعمل صبوقيو ناقد صلنا له نخن كيد جانا سنم تي توديهم تجرفوا أبقى جزها خوينو حين أفتو قبره سيكنا تيبصحوا ودهم يكونوا قالوا يكونوا 50 مدلوا معرنت قبص يخوليهم تاو أنا بزح شمون كأتو يخوليهم نمزحين بر نايك المحي سقطي أبدأ كنستين أبقلن سلزن نبره يلا حلوا لي مراخ حلوا لي نابي دي أخي دو الكاول ما يستنى بلنا وشقنا دكنستيو عبنا صنعنا عبنا هنا انت بزحيقنا انت يخون الله بهصام انت تجمروا أببر جزها خوين الله معرنا افتقالات يكنا ودهم قالوا معرنت وسهم سلزم مهارو مهرو صبغيو
The issue of gender equality being a legacy from the Tigrayan armed struggle in the 1970s and 80s, where many women participated on equal terms with men, had in fact started off in this northwestern part of Tigray. Today, the Female Students Forum in Endabaguna Secondary School is an important arena for creating awareness on gender issues and for the girls to practice their skills in voicing their opinions and becoming more confident to speak up in public. These forums, where both female and male teachers participate, are organized twice a semester after the extra tutorials that girls are given in math and English on Sundays, in line with the Ethiopian constitution's emphasis on the need for affirmative action in order to compensate for the past discrimination against women.
أدم نيرو أقولات تسعينا زمرتي زبهال أقوازي فلتنا حليفنايو كم زبهال إلنا والز ولدت أو كم زنقدة إندا تبهال شمنا تأقودة نزيك نقالس لعلم تحت إلنا كابزي زخفئن تاي كيمت إلنا كابزي زخفئن تاي كيمت إلنا ما نم زي دفروق قمت أسره إندا توقعنا أشوخ مسقمارة إيد كم تنجا إندا قزرنا نواقع نيرنا هيوتان دحلفنا رغيبنا فرنا فرز عرنا رغيبنا فرنا فرز عرنا بلا أحواتي أبزي أهلني تسفاي قبر كم ترد أغناني ومو أزنقر اندا ذكرنا كاين حفرن إنا أتنتق على صفاتنا نمرحا يوم دا أتوم زموتنا نمرحا يوم دا أتوم زموتنا أمنيرنا أفغان ستيتي أفغان ستيتي مهمالة كل فرد سب مهمالتي كل فرد سب مهمالتي ملت رأي ريت متخنا قتيلا ملت رأي ريت متخنا قتيلا
Underage marriage is one issue raised in this separate forum for female students, where male students who might still want to marry a virgin when she is underage are not present. Furthermore, while teachers can be influential change agents, the common notion that girls want to be married when entering puberty is often used to justify not intervening in the case of underage marriage. Being too much in conflict with the sentiments of the society could also easily sever the trust these teachers are dependent on to do their job and make parents enroll their children, both girls and boys, in school. Despite the fact that girls in Tigray have started to outnumber boys up through secondary school, hard-lived attitudes and sentiments continue to put the burden of sexual morality on girls, holding them back also in education. It is a fact that the number of female students still drops significantly when it comes to tertiary education. There are examples of girls who continue school after being married. An increasing trend in the rural area is, however, that girls who did not manage to withstand their parents' pressure for marriage while still underage divorce their husbands after some time, and many of these girls re-enter school. This was the case with another female student from the rural area of Masho Guish, who was taken out of school after grade 5 and married at the age of 14. Based on her own determination to continue education, she managed to divorce her husband within 1 year, and at the time when this film was made, she had reached grade 12.
My study is only recent, but I also followed the processes even before I did the studies, because I've come here over many years. So it's been possible to see some of these changes, and also some changes in attitudes. And when I'm also interviewing both the older generation of women and the middle generation and the younger generations, obviously, it's a lot of change. It's a lot of change. So I think we also have to have that in mind when we are working with, or when we are concentrating on the case of early marriage. It has actually changed, because some of these older women has been married when they were 8, when they were 10, when they were 11, 12, and now at least it's 15, 16 maybe.
However, the fact that girls are seen as sexually mature at around the age of 15 constitutes currently a threshold for further change, since the issue of female virginity and the fact that the burden of sexual morality is still shouldered by the girls is not challenged when underage marriage is being addressed. Consequently, rural girls like Masho and Abraha Berha and Genet, who armed with books are committed to get an education, improve their lives and contribute to the development of their communities, will have to continue fighting their battles at the frontiers of change.